Alright, so hello people, I am the dude and this is MechWarrior Online, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. I didn't like the way the first video went. I'm going to let the intro play.
Online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Very good. I didn't like the way the first video turned out because it was just the first two matches I had. One of them I died instantly and nothing really happened. And then the second one was just me, you know, missiling the crap out of people. Gunboating the crap out of the enemy team. Neither one of them were particularly exciting, which was my fault. This time, I did 15 matches total. Recorded all of them with no commentary, just recorded them as I played. And picked the best ones, I think the best 4 or so. Where things actually happen. Instead of just me faffing about. And now I'm going to commentate over them. So this is the first one. We got a night match, my least favorite match. I can't stand the way they did the night vision in this game. As you can see, you can only see so far and then it's just black. Makes using my AC2s really difficult. Because I just can't see far enough. At least use them safely. But the mission starts out, as most of them do, me trying to use my missiles. And then I start getting pounded almost immediately. I think it was from the right. And then this guy's tagging me, so I decided to back up. And that's when I find out that there's someone behind me. Right? So I start spinning around, start looking, and it turns out their whole team, all of them, are coming around the left. All of them. The first 3 that show up are 3 lights. One of the lights was the one that was shooting me in the back. There's a Raven right there. I miss him completely because he's light. He's fast as hell. I'm spinning around. I look like an idiot. I'm just trying to find a target. And I think this is a completely different light right here. Yeah, this is the cicada. Which, actually, I think that's a medium. So there's a Raven here, this is a cicada. There's whatever that is, which is, I think, a fire starter. And then there's another one, which I believe is a Jenner. So there's 3 lights and a medium here already, right? Yeah, they're circling. The Jenner goes by. I think that is the fire starter right there. Yeah, he goes by. I can't hit any of them. They're moving too fast. But then the cicada lines up, right? He sees me, he lines up. Big mistake. Take out his leg, pound the crap out of him, and he's toast. So there goes their ECM right off the bat. And looks like they have, what is this? I think that was a Raven. And then yeah, he's circling around, and this is when one of their heavy shows up. And I overheat immediately, which is still a problem. I fixed it after these videos. I had enough money to get the double heat sinks, which I didn't have during these videos. So overheating is going to be a problem. Now I don't overheat at all. I can literally hold down the button on all my weapons and still not overheat. That's how many heat sinks I have. But this Dragon Slayer, he got lucky because I overheated, and then he's kind of flying around like a jackass. We're taking a little bit of damage at this point, but not too bad. Taking some more pot shots. See if I can make this larger. Yeah, okay, so I had to, I'm gonna have to do some editing there. I tried to maximize the window. I've never done this particular type of post-commentary before with this program, and it stopped the video completely. But anyways, was messing with the Dragon Slayer, couldn't get any shots off, overheated. Now I've got this Jester in my sights, and I start pounding on him. And as you can see, there's targets everywhere. I've kind of sat back on this far wall at this point, because there's what, like 3 or 4 on the left? Sorry, 3 or 4 on the right, and there were 2 on the left a minute ago, so I don't particularly want to move forward. Unless I see an opening here where they're all spread out. But before, there were just way too many red names. I think this is a catapult right here. Yeah, this is a catapult. And if I remember right, I end up just crapping on him. Yeah, he takes a lot of damage here. I'm hitting him with everything. Missiles, AC2s, lasers, and then I overheat, of course. Like I said, recurring theme. Gives him time to back off behind that building. And I know there's at least 2 more over here. See, there's one right there sneaking out shooting at me. So I decided to move back. I decided not to run into that because I'll probably get killed immediately. So yeah, see, I think that's the fire starter over there. He's just taking pot shots. And the catapult was trying to circle around the buildings over there. I was having none of that. Let's see, I am not too terribly damaged at the moment. I mean, my My midsection, what is that? At half-ish. And then my right arm is damaged, but still not too bad. That's the Jenner. He decides to be a douche. And as you can see, I can't hit him. He's just too fast. I knew he was going to come around that corner, but I missed him completely again. He's just circling. I decided to stop tracking him because it's pointless. If he wanted to, he could just sit behind me all day. I'm just too slow turning. This is when I find that Shadowhawk from earlier, and I start missiling the crap out of him because I'm hoping that he'll come my way. Then I find out that the Jester's there, and something's over here on the left. Yeah, because see, they're shooting at something. They can't be shooting these guys because they're behind this building, so there's something else over here on the left. But yeah, I start pounding the Jester because he's already at, what, half health? And then he just keeps coming back. His target keeps popping back up, if I remember right. So I just keep shooting the crap out of him. This is what I have missiles for. People keep saying that this amount of missiles, the max you can have on the DDC, is 20. It's got a 10 slot, a 5 slot, and another 5 slot, so 20 total. They keep saying that 20 missiles isn't enough to matter. I find that to be completely and totally wrong. Yeah, it's not 60 missiles, which is what most of the gunboats have. But still, I do a lot of damage with my 20 missiles. If I had to guess, probably half my damage comes from my 20 missiles. 20 missiles a pop. So, here's the Shadowhawk. Like I said, I've been chasing him. And he decides to duck into this little river right here. I decide I don't want to follow him down there. So I kind of try and take pot shots, shoot missiles, stuff like that. And I think I end up giving up on him because I can see that they're shooting him. If I jump down there, it's just going to make myself a target. So I decide I'm not going to do that. And I think he's dead at this point. I think they took him out. Although I don't see the body. That might be it right there. But yeah, he's toast. This round's wrapping up pretty nicely. I mean, yeah, they all pushed into the left, but they did it very separate, right? They had the 4 or so at the beginning. It was 3 lights and a medium. They were way out ahead of the rest of their team. The medium got owned while they were by themselves. The lights didn't do much. And by the time the rest of their team showed up, our whole team was ready. We were all in that area just like hunkered down, ready to blow them up. So it didn't work out for them. Not a bad plan. If we hadn't seen it coming, if we hadn't reacted, it could have worked out really well for them. Sadly for them, it didn't. It failed horribly. I came out decently unscathed. I mean, my midsection's fairly damaged, but not too bad. I think this is where the match ends right here. Yeah, there we go. Take a couple of shots at the awesome, and my team, you can see there's 4 of them over there, they take him out. So, yeah, a lot of hectic fighting, a lot of lights running around. I took out at least 2 of them myself, and did a whole bunch of damage. How much damage did I do here? I did 259. I would have assumed more than that, but got 1 kill, and I got 7 assists. Apparently I didn't get the kill on that, what was it, the cicada? Someone else must have got the kill on that, even though I did like 90% of the damage. Oh well, just the way it goes.
Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
If we stick together, we cannot lose. If only that was so. Look at my beautiful Atlas. So sexy. So, we roll out here, and I think this is the one where I screw the pooch pretty hard. It's either this one or the third one where it's got to be this one because this is the map. Anyways, I don't want to spoil it, but I screw up. I screw up horribly badly, so. You'll notice really quickly that on this map, everyone loves to go to the right. 99% of the time, your whole team will go to the right because there's a lot of cover, right? If you go out to the left, there's some water out there and a couple of mountains, but that's really it. It's really open. There's also a tunnel over here on the right somewhere. And, oh yeah, this jackass. He's just shooting the ground for no reason. With his LBX. No idea why. I start, you know, getting in on the fun for the hell of it. But, yeah, he's wasting ammo. I'm not. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Maybe he's testing his keys or something. I don't know. But, yeah, see, everyone goes to the right. There's a tunnel. There's a tunnel to the... You see the, like, ridge right there in front of me? If you go around to that to the left or the right... No, here it is. Right here. Okay. Yeah. So this is the tunnel. You can see everyone's going that way, right? So what's the right decision here? It's pretty damn obvious. I should go to the right? I should follow them into the tunnel. I kind of get distracted. I get some free pot shots with my missiles. And as you can see, I've already done... What is that, 18% of this guy's health? Over 20%, just from missiles alone. So I'm pounding the crap out of him with missiles. And this is where I make my hideous mistake. I decided to peek around this corner over here, right? Instead of following my team through the tunnel. And as you can see, they're all over there. They've all gone through the tunnel. They're all on the right. They're all, you know, having fun. I decided to start shooting some more missiles because that's what I do. And instead, like I said, instead of following the team, I decided to peek out this corner. I thought I was safe. I thought I'd have like a second, you know, line of fire where no one would see me, right? I could just pop out over here and they've got a million targets over there and I'd be safe and I could just take shots, and wasn't a bad idea. It actually works out. In a different map, it would work out fine, but in this one, well, you'll see.
Acquired.
Yeah, see, my team's doing amazing over there. I think we've probably lost like one guy at this point, maybe. We just zerged through the tunnel, and their team wasn't ready. So here's where the bad starts happening. Like I said, the whole taking a different firing lane or whatever when they were distracted, that wasn't a bad idea. Just I didn't find any targets. But this is where things go badly. I decided to go out into the left on my own completely. I helped kill this Atlas. Don't do much damage. He was pretty much already dead. I circle out farther to the left, where there's no cover. There's none right here, as you can see. And I'm completely by myself. I think there's one guy behind the mountain, but as you can see, he's not even facing my direction. I get distracted by this light, try to shoot him. Ground gets in the way. I see this fire coming from behind this mountain, right? I have no help over here at all, of any kind. I'm completely by myself. I circle around this mountain. And I find a Jaeger. And something else. What is that? Another Jaeger? Looks like two Jaegers. So, I get the better of that fight right there. The first exchange. But he pops back out. And headshots me.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Okay, so we're back with the third match. And this one is on one of my least favorite maps. It takes too long to get to the fight. And when you get there, it's really cluttered with buildings and that, like, freeway. And it's got this whole second section that's, like, bottlenecked to the left over there. Assuming you start on this side, it's to the left. I don't really like this map much. But, the reason I'm keeping the footage is because it gets pretty interesting. It's basically this standoff where a good chunk of their team and a good chunk of our team, at least at the start, are in the tunnel, right? And we're facing off, and you know, people are taking shots, and it gets interesting. I think at some point, like 90% of our team is probably there. I mean, it feels like it. It feels like most of both of the teams show up to that tunnel at some point. But like I said, this map takes forever to get across. There's the tunnel right there up on the left. It doesn't look nice, though, if nothing else. I don't actually like the buildings for cover. Most of the maps that are cityscapes, I don't like much. I like the open terrain better. Even the one that we just saw with the mountains everywhere, I like that better than this. I think at this one I haven't decided. Yeah, I haven't decided where I'm going to go yet. And then I see he's going to the tunnel. And I decide to follow him. The tunnel in and of itself is not a bad path, or whatever you want to call it. But more often than not, they have the same idea. And this happens. Where at least a handful of them and a handful of you are stuck in the tunnel trying to fight. trying to make some headway. And in this case, it ends up being like 6-on-6 at some point in the tunnel. Yeah, we haven't had any contact yet. I think at this point they've already passed this way. They've gone up to their right, to our left, through that little bottleneck. But once we start shooting, they change their mind pretty quickly. We've got a Jaeger, a Raven, my Atlas, and then I think behind me is a Cataphract, if I remember right. And they have at least that many, at least equal numbers, whenever the fight finally starts. And this is basically, there we go, so we see a light. I think this one gives us away, right here, this light seeing us. We've got, what is that? Was that a catapult? Something over there. But once we start shooting at them, the shit hits the fan. My build is basically terrible for this. I can't use my missiles at all in the slightest, so I'm basically relegated to AC2s at the moment. And whatever I can take pot shots with my medium lasers. And my ECM is also completely useless because they can't use missiles. So this is basically the worst spot for my mech to be in. I'm at maybe like 25% effectiveness at this point. But I didn't want to turn around and try to get out of here because it's a long walk back. So taking pot shots through the pillars here, getting a lot of shots in on this medium. Yeah, see, he keeps trying to find a spot that's safe, and I keep pounding him with AC2. The best thing about AC2s is if you hit them consistently, it shakes their vision, so they can't aim. It becomes really, really hard to aim. So yeah, I've got this spot right here. The Jaeger decides to move up. I don't know why. He didn't need to. And then he gets in my way, which is just irritating. This Atlas comes across, and then you can see there's a Cataphract on the right over there. Taking some shots at the Atlas. He's got, what is that, 4 medium lasers? So he's definitely more close combat oriented, more than I am. This right here, what is that? I can't see what it is. Highlander. So a Highlander walks up, and right when he starts moving back, I think is where their Atlas charges. Yeah, there's their Cataphract over there. Get a whole bunch of good damage in on him. You can see the hit marker lighten up there. So there's 4 of us now, at least. And there's where the Atlas starts moving up. The Highlander moves back, right in my path, right? So I hit him like 4 times, waste a whole bunch of ammo on him. The Atlas gets a bunch of good shots in. They've got some behind there, some other medium or heavy back there. And apparently his AMS is going off, even though it can't even hit the missiles at the moment. So as you can see, we've seen, what is that? Like, they've got an Atlas, they've got a catapult, they've got whatever that is right there. It looks like an Orion, maybe? Yeah, what is that, like 6 there? At least 6. And we've got at least 5. Sadly, I'm overheating again. Like I said, these videos are before I put the double heat sinks in. I just didn't have the money yet. And it appears we're losing this fight. The Jaeger is smoking, right? The whatever that is right there, the Highlander, is also, he's also taking a pounding. I've got, I'm pretty well off at this point. I don't end the match well off, if I remember right, but for now, I'm pretty decent. And I've got a whole bunch of damage in, mainly because I'm hugging this right wall. They keep moving up, my team keeps moving up to take shots, but they're moving up in front of me, which means they're the first target, not me. So I'm staying as far to the right as I can. He's getting lit up again, as you can tell. And this guy walks in front of me again. Yeah, he's getting lit up by PPCs, it looks like. And he decides in his infinite wisdom to move out. There's the Cataphract that we saw earlier. He's coming in smoking. But, yeah. I don't know why the, yeah, this guy walks in front of me, and I think yeah. This is where I think I killed him. I'm not sure. He was already smoking, but he walked right in front of me. I was trying to shoot the guy. I think he started out to the left of him and then above him. But at no point was he through him. So I thought I was aiming above him, and I ended up hitting him in the back of the head twice. But in my defense, I was already shooting, and he walked in front of me, so what can you do? It's kind of his fault. It's kind of my fault, but it's kind of his fault. So this Jaeger's shooting through the holes in the ceiling over there. I hear something behind me, and it turns out to be this guy. Not an enemy. I don't know why I'm going backwards. I'm still hearing jump jets. So I guess I just decided to check. Just for the hell of it. Whatever the hell it was, it didn't really matter. I should just move forward.
Target acquired.
So, at this point, their team has kind of disappeared. At one point, it was 6 on 5, but now there's, what, a couple of them here? So, they either... I don't know why I used my missiles. Probably an accident. They either left completely or they're dead somehow. We didn't kill very many of them. I think we killed, like, 1 or 2. So, at this point, I'm wondering where the hell their team is. And, it turns out very shortly that they end up being dead. So, we did do a lot of damage to them, so... someone else very well may have finished them off. But, yeah, that more often than not, that's what happens when you go through that tunnel there. I think I end up just wrecking this guy. Yeah, see, I'm getting a lot of good shots in. Getting some more shots in. Hit indicators lighting up. That guy finally goes down. Like I said, he was damaged from earlier. We take this guy out. And I think that's the last action I see on this particular map. I decided to go around. I don't want to go up through that choke point. More often than not, I go up to that choke point and I die instantly. So I kind of ignore it's there for the most part these days. I try to go around. It's going to take longer, but it's safer. And get up on this freeway and see what I can see. At the very least, I can use up my missiles, which at this point are mostly max. I haven't touched them. But it turns out right when I get on the freeway, the match ends, if I remember right. So still, a good match. Did a lot of damage. Killed one of my own on accident. In my defense, that was somewhat his fault. But, yeah, see, there's the end right there. But that's what happens. You try to go through that tunnel on this map, and it's always a stalemate. Sometimes it's to varying degrees, but some of their guys always have the same idea. So, usually I just ignore the tunnel completely, and I go around. I did way less damage than I expected there. Probably because I didn't use my missiles. That's why. Yeah, I didn't use my missiles at all. That's another reason why I don't like the tunnel. It cuts my effectiveness massively. I mean, the missiles are probably half of my damage. So I think this is, yeah, this is the last match for this video. Same place as the second match was, but I don't get hosed as badly by a headshot, a cockpit shot. Another guy shooting at random. Looks like a Raven. And another Jaeger. Jaegers have to be the most popular mech in this game. You see them more than anything else. There are a ton of Jaegers. I think it's because they have a lot of ballistic slots, and because of the way their hard points are set up, they're really high up on the mech. People tend to like popping like the very top of the mech out and shooting and not being able to get... Someone just shot me. Or shot at me. Or shot near me or something. Not be able to get counterattack, counter shot, whatever. So as always, when given the option, I start out with my missiles. Looks like we've got a fire starter shooting by. We have a legitimate gunboat over there, because that's a lot of shots. Probably a catapult or an awesome or something like that. Yeah, see, look. Sorry, multiple gunboats over there. Yeah, because they're shooting at the same time. But at least one of them is a is like a catapult or an awesome or something. Some with a ton of missiles. So I'm hesitant to go out to the left. I don't want to get targeted by that. Earlier in the same day, I got targeted by a legitimate gunboat, and I died in 3 volleys. 3 volleys. He shot 3 times and killed me from full health, so I was a bit hesitant. Eventually I decided that I'm going to pop out over here. More or less making the same mistake I made earlier in that other match. I don't follow the team at all. But it ends up working out quite a bit better this time. This is what I wanted. I wanted to take up my own secondary fire lane over here, right? They're all distracted by my team on the right. I've got this clear path straight to the enemy where I can use my AC2s. And in short order, they start popping their heads out, and I just start tagging them. So yeah, I'm using my missiles. Looks like they got a pretty good mix. Stalker, Firestarter, and a minute ago it was a, what was that, a Cataphract? And then they got the catapults launching on the left over there. So yeah, I started lighting people up. Someone finally sees me, but it's a bad idea because I light his ass up. He gets a couple of shots off, but I definitely rip him to pieces. As you can see, I'm getting the better end of the fight. So he decides he doesn't want any of that,
New target
and decides to back up. I don't blame him. I've already shot at this stalker multiple times. I think I started lighting him up too. Yeah, see?
Heat level critical.
Doing a decent chunk of damage to him. Around about this point, I start hearing this weird sound.
Critical. New target acquired.
Right there. You see the little effects to the right of me? At this point, I didn't know what it was. I thought like one of my missile launchers were broken or something. Or one of my guns was damaged. I hear it so many times, and then eventually I look, and it turns out there's a guy with a PPC hiding behind me. Yeah, see, this is where I look. Yeah, see, he's literally hiding behind me to my right shoulder.
Target acquired.
So I'm fine with that. Get in a whole bunch of more juicy damage. I think this Hunchback doesn't have long to live. There's like 3 or 4 of them in the middle of,
New target
I don't know, 4 or
acquired.
5 of us. So there's a real scrum over there. This catapult decides to back out. Sadly, he doesn't go into the little nook right there. He backs
New
out right in
target
front of me.
acquired.
He should have gone into the canyon where all his buddies were, but nope. He went the wrong direction, and he gets just annihilated.
New target acquired.
This is when I decided to move up. Probably shouldn't have. Probably should have just stayed back. I didn't need to move up. On this particular
New
mech,
target acquired.
getting close to enemies is a bad idea. I mean, they're going to end up having, like, SRMs or AC-20s or something that hits hard, right? I don't have anything that hits hard close range. You know, like stacked large lasers or masked medium lasers or something like that. They're going to hit harder at
New
close
target
range, so...
acquired.
Taking some more pot shots. Always try to hit lights when I can, because my missiles chunk them hard.
LRM ammo at 25%.
Although this one has
New
a
target acquired.
AMS, so doesn't look like I did much to him, sadly.
Critical damage.
Is that the same Hunchback? That cannot be the same Hunchback. That guy's got to be dead. So I notice that someone's behind me. This is when I get distracted. This is where bad things happen.
Warning.
This is where it turns into a repeat of the first mistake. Kind of. I do have backup this time, though, so it's not as bad. Although I think he decides to go a completely different direction. He was following me, and then he decides to go around the mountain or something, and I get distracted by a light. Which, by the way, I should never do for any reason. So I'm spinning around, trying to find the light, and he's behind me still. Doing his thing. There we go. I'm trying to get damage in. As you can tell, I'm not doing any at all. I think I hit him with that laser blast right there. That's probably it so far. Launch some missiles. Hit him with some of that laser blast. I'm getting a heat warding. And I'm toast. So, at any point during that whole segment where I was out in the middle with no cover at all, chasing a light around like an idiot, I should have realized, light bulb, you're an idiot, get the hell out of the open, right? Step back. Still ended up doing a good amount of damage, got a couple of kills. But yeah, I should have got the hell out of there. I should have stepped back, right? And it turned out that I sat out in the open so long with that light that one of the gunboats targeted me, and then someone else targeted me with some kind of AC. Like AC-2s or AC-5s or something, and I died. Big surprise. So, yeah, there was a whole bunch of matches. Preferably with, hopefully, with more action than the first video. Like I said, I had 15 or so videos, and I kept the 4 best. Just happened to be 4, equaled out to about 30 minutes. So I grabbed the 4 best, and that's what happened. Two deaths, and 2 that I survived. I think 3 of them were wins out of these 3. You couldn't tell, but that last one was a win. The first one where I died, where I got headshot, we ended up losing that one. So, 3 wins, 1 loss, 2 deaths, and survived 2 of them. Did about 250 damage average. Usually my average is a little bit closer to 300. But, you know, good stuff. That was my Atlas. I think I'm going to buy a... What was I going to buy next? I want the Awesome. I want the Gunboat Awesome, because that thing looks amazing. I think it's 60 missile tubes. You can build it to where it has all 60 missile tubes with Artemis, with plenty of missiles, a ludicrous amount of missiles, and still get it up to like 60 something speed, like 65 speed or something like that. So, and I think I had medium lasers on it too. Yeah, I had 2 medium lasers, 60 something speed, 2 medium lasers, 60 missile tubes, all with Artemis, AMS, tag, all that stuff. I had all of it on there, and it looked beautiful. I'm gonna have to try that because I like gunboating. I like launching missiles, and my Atlas does it just fine. It just doesn't do it as good as a real gunboat would. So, but yeah, I want one of those badly. I think that might be my next purchase. I was gonna get the K2 until I heard how terrible they are. How their cockpit takes up like 90% of the mech, and they get cored all the damn time. And I started paying attention, and once you shoot at them at all, they just kind of die. So yeah, I don't think I want the K2 anymore, honestly. But yeah, so yeah, the new style with the post commentary. Let me know if you like it better. I'll see you guys next time. Targets everywhere. I've kind of sat back on this far wall at this point because there's what, like 3 or 4 on the left. Sorry, 3 or 4 on the right, and there were 2 on the left a minute ago. So I don't particularly want to move forward unless I see an opening here where they're all spread out. But before there were just way too many red names. I think this is a catapult right here. Yeah, this is a catapult. If I remember right, I end up just crapping on him. Yeah, he takes a lot of damage here. I'm hitting him with everything. Missiles, AC-2s, lasers, and then I overheat, of course. Like I said, recurring theme. Gives him time to back off behind that building. And I know there's at least 2 more over here. See, there's one right there sneaking out shooting at me. So I decided to move back. I decided not to run into that because I'll probably get killed immediately. So yeah, see, I think that's the fire starter over there. He's just taking pot shots. Alright, hello people, I am the dude and this is MechWarrior Online, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. I didn't like the way the first video went. I'm going to let the intro play.
Online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Very good. I didn't like the way the first video turned out because it was just the first 2 matches I had. One of them I died instantly and nothing really happened. And then the second one was just me, you know, missiling the crap out of people. Gunboating the crap out of the enemy team. Neither one of them were particularly exciting, which was my fault. This time, I did 15 matches total. Recorded all of them with no commentary, just recorded them as I played. And picked the best ones, I think the best 4 or so. And I overheat immediately, which is still a problem. I fixed it after these videos. I had enough money to get the double heat sinks, which I didn't have during these videos. So overheating is going to be a problem. Now I don't overheat at all. I can literally hold down the button on all my weapons and still not overheat. That's how many heat sinks I have. But this Dragon Slayer, he got lucky because I overheated, and then he's kind of flying around like a jackass. We're taking a little bit of damage at this point, but not too bad. Taking some more pot shots. See if I can make this larger. Yeah, okay, so I had to, I'm gonna have to do some editing there. I tried to maximize the window. I've never done this particular type of post-commentary before with this program, and it stopped the video completely. But anyways, was messing with the Dragon Slayer, couldn't get any shots off, overheated. Now I've got this Jester in my sights, and I start pounding on him. And as you can see, they're still like an idiot. I'm just trying to find a target. And I think this is a completely different light right here. Yeah, this is the Cicada. Which, actually, I think that's a medium. So there's a Raven here, this is Cicada. There's whatever that is, which is, I think, a fire starter. And then there's another one, which I believe is a Jenner. So there's 3 lights and a medium here already, right? Yeah, they're circling. The Jenner goes by. I think that is the fire starter right there. Yeah, he goes by. I can't hit any of them. They're moving too fast. But then the Cicada lines up, right? He sees me, he lines up. Big mistake. Take out his leg, pound the crap out of him, and he's toast. So there goes their ECM right off the bat. And looks like they have, what is this? I think that was a Raven. And then yeah, he's circling around, and this is when one of their heavy shows up. where things actually happen instead of just me faffing about. And now I'm gonna commentate over them. So this is the first one. We got a night match, my least favorite match. I can't stand the way they did the night vision in this game. As you can see, you can only see so far and then it's just black. Makes using my AC2s really difficult because I just can't see far enough. At least use them safely. But the mission starts out, as most of them do, me trying to use my missiles. And then I start getting pounded almost immediately. I think it was from the right. And then this guy's tagging me, so I decided to back up. And that's when I find out that there's someone behind me. Right? So I start spinning around, start looking, and it turns out their whole team, all of them, are coming around the left. All of them. The first three that show up are three lights. One of the lights was the one that was shooting me in the back. There's a Raven right there. I miss him completely because he's light. He's fast as hell. I'm spinning around.